She said to bust the Louis there before the red to keep the paint on the dress. Black flames and lantern eyes. We walk the woods before the sunrise. Her heart bleeding will keep her warm along with the burn across her arm. We shine the light on her, sister by my up around her shin. She run around with the devil's kin, yeah. The blood flowing out of a thin red line. She zoots a pin and kills the time. She got a figure that she calls her own. The legs are heavy but the neck is long. Oh, she stays in darkness now to hide her eyes as she streaks a stain with purple dye, yeah. Oh, we shine the light on her. She has no love to give, night, yeah. She's too inside her mind, yeah. So she takes what she can get in the meantime. I see through that cold dark stare. I know the fear that is under there, yeah. I know that she is asking for herself, and she doesn't ask it to no one else. Though my time with her is brief, it's never quite enough, it seems. I know that she will one day find that have I missing piece of mind, yeah. We shine the light on her, sister, mama. We shine the light on her, sister, baby. Who will shine the light on her? Okay. How y'all doing today? It's good to see you. Good to be here. I spent the day in the recording studio with the one and only Josh Gold. I think it was his first studio session since March. No singing. I couldn't really do any singing because we had to stay masked while we were hanging out. Did a lot of guitar tracking. We tracked, and I made a video actually, which is going to be part of the whole. We probably have. You probably have like 30 videos, maybe not that many, 15, 20 videos throughout the last year and a half of us doing various things in the studio and talking about the process of recording. And we are still figuring out a way to bring you all into the process of being a part of this next album. I'm pretty excited about it. But today I was working on guitar parts for Ophelia and Erica and It Don't Land, for those of you that know those songs. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Next Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember. Thursday, I think. I'm going to be singing a bunch in the studio, and on Monday I'm going to be tracking a bunch of pianos for Tightrope Walker and Hold Each Other Now, All This Time, which used to be called Magic Sky, and I think we're going to try to record Devil's Kiss too. So for those of you that know what I'm talking about, I'm excited. I'm excited about it all. I'm excited for new recordings to share with you all. Now, before as a community we really start digging into new recordings, though, we gotta get through the old songs. The album project, day 2. Right now, we are in the final throes of the first album I ever released in the year 2000, called Adam Ezra, self-titled, little acoustic thing. I sound like a 14-year-old choir boy. I was just figuring out how to play the guitar and write songs and use my voice. Got 2 more songs left over from yesterday to play from that album, and 3 tracks. And I'd like to start with, so there was a song, so even before that first year playing music, when I really started to write songs, it was I lived in South Africa for a little while as a student and a traveler, and I would find a window every evening to sneak away from my host family or my classes or whatever group I was in, and I brought my guitar with me. It was the first time I really started playing guitar. It really became my mechanism to sort out the things I was thinking about and feeling. I'd find a little spot to watch the sunset, and I'd play. So there was a gal there, a friend of mine, and she'd been through some rough stuff, and I would play her this little acoustic riff, and it's a nothing little riff. It's a really simple riff. It doesn't take much skill or anything like that, but it made her feel better on bad days, and so I'd play it for her. And when I was recording this album, and I was recording the song Obsession, which I've shared a couple times with y'all, I decided that I'd put a short little instrumental track on, and I'd just call it Prelude. And I never actually performed it for anyone, because it's just never meant to be performed for really anyone except my friend that was having a hard time. But I thought that I would, in order to do the album project right, requires playing the tracks of every album. So here we go. I don't even know how I want to play it. I lie, it's true. All I taste is you. And my clock spins around, and my time is undone. I'm where I started from with you under my tongue. I will walk a little while, even take a breath or two. And in the end, it's time beguiled. I can't escape the view of my obsession. My obsession. You're under my skin. Heart was too much. All I feel is your touch. And in my mind, content more lies, feeling into my day ends here. Then begins with you under my skin. I will walk a little while, and even take a breath or two. Time beguiled, I can't escape the view of my obsession. My obsession. You're under my breath, in my heart, my words. You are all that's hurt. My obsession. My obsession. I can do this. Boom. Getting fancy. That's Karina, who's moderating for us tonight. And I'm learning more and more new tricks. I agree, Mary. I agree. Okay. Back to business. There is one more track on the first album, which is convenient because it also happens to be the same song, which is the first track on the second album. Let me tell you what happened in between the two albums. That first album was called Adam Ezra. It looks like this. And it was just me, playing on a little studio in Chicago, working by day as the recess guy in elementary school. Trying to figure out how to be a musician by night, scraping together a few bucks. After that year ended, that school year, I played for a little while. I planned a little tour out to California, spawned the song California, tour, me basically living out of my car, and I came back to Boston. And I wanted to start playing some gigs, and I tried really hard to figure out how to do it. I wanted to be a part of a band. Thought maybe I'd start slowly. I had some auditions, and I met a guy named Turtle. Actually, that's not exactly true. I met a guy named Jeff, who I then named Turtle. And he and I started playing out around Boston in little tiny bars and clubs. That was fun, man. Those were fun days. At one point, he said, "Adam, I gotta take a little time. I can't play for a little while." I'm having a daughter. And I got to take a little time off. And I said, "Okay, Turtle, that's cool." So the Adam and Turtle duo had to go on hiatus. and I hired two other musicians, great musicians. God, I miss both these people a whole lot. I hired a drummer named Honey John Appa. Actually, his name was John Appa. Full name, John Apkarian. And when he played music, he shortened it to Appa, John Appa. And hired Johnny, and I loved playing with him and hanging with him. And one of the first times I was rehearsing with John, I forget. I think we were at his house, and his dad came by, and he goes, and his dad called him Honey. "How you doing, honey?" And I was like, "Oh, that's so cute. You're gonna be Honey John from now on." So Honey John Alpha and I started looking for a bass player, and I gave a call to an old friend of mine, Kristen Isbicki. To this day, one of the most talented musicians I've ever played with. And she played bass, and she sang. And together, the three of us not only played out a bunch, but we released this album together in 2003. called Sessions, and it is a group of tunes that we recorded in the studio called Wellspring, where I did a gathering from the other day. I did some carpentry in the studio in exchange for studio hours. We had a little concert in the studio to do some live tracks, and we ended up coming out with this album, Sessions. The three of us were not able to play together out too long. Kristen ended up becoming a teacher out in Western Massachusetts, opting for a life of stability over a life on the road, which I could never blame her for. And the band continued to evolve from there, but we just finished playing all of the songs except for one from this album. The last song on this album, Ezra, is called Touchdown, which also happens to be the first song on Sessions. So I'm going to play that for you right now, and then we'll start playing some of the songs from Sessions. We have just enough time to spend. Oh yeah, oh touchdown. We have made many around, my friend. Oh touchdown. Lies and sparrows running me blind, chasing rainbows, takes its all across the line. I knew you'd turn me right around, and it feels so good to touch down. We are all here tonight, right now. Oh, touchdown. We have turned out alright somehow. Oh, touchdown. All their beauty's lost its charm. If I stay there long, I won't outcome the harm. I know you turn me right around, and it feels so good to touch down. when it's time to touch down. Okay. Not only do we get the satisfaction of finishing up an album, but we got the added little bonus of already working our way into the next one at the same time. I remember a lot of really fun shows that I got to play with Honey, John, and Kristen. I mean, we were all just figuring it out. Honey John was a little bit older. He was probably 10 years my senior, 15 years my senior. And Kristen was my age, in her early 20s. And it was pretty cool. Just this really small little band, and I didn't know anything about being a band leader, and I didn't know much about arranging songs or recording songs or performing. We would mostly just, I mean, there weren't really any clubs, at least reputable ones, that were willing to hire us. We were all just kind of learning. This is a song called Cover Man, track 2 on Sessions. I have written many lines, lost forever in the back of time, and I listen to the tired radio, but my lines will never go, and so I am a cover man, as you know, unless I show, so throw my back and watch the hack. Call them if you can. Oh, I am a cover man, doing all they've been told. I got your evening in my hand, cover man. Hey, hey, hey. And I've been playing 20 years. Listen while they drink their beers, and I like to play the songs that are my own, but on a sounds to sound familiar to their ears. And so I am a cover man, as you know, unless I show. So throw my back and watch the hack can call them if you can. Oh, I am a they've only been told. I got your evening in my hand, cover man. Out of high school, I worked hard, laying concrete and spreading tar. I hit those chords that rang into my soul. I'll never go back, no, no. That's why I'm coming. Less you know, less I show. Throwing back, watch the hack and call them if you can. Oh, I am cover man, doing all they've all been told. I got your evening time, cover man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thoughts are in my fingers now. I'm the man on the mic in a smoky bar, yeah. Tells me to pay no due, cause a cover man does what he got to do. To get the bills in the mail, paid on time. I'm the next best thing you will ever find. They cover man, cruel as can be. Halfway in his places and I get to my dreams. Less you know, the less I show. So don't go back and watch the hack. Go on the can. Oh, I am the cover man. Doing all I play the role. I got your evening in mind. I got your evening in mind. I got your evening in my hand. Cover man. Cover man. Cover man. Oh, yes. Oh. Woo. I have a problem with that song right now. I'm not sure how to address it, but I think I want to address it somehow. I often call music a living art form, right? Because I feel like no song has to ever feel like it's finished. Songs can exist in lots of different forms, and they can evolve over time, and they can go back. They can go back to their roots, way down, way up in the future. When I wrote that song, the chorus goes, "I am a cover man. The less you know, the less I show. So throw them back and watch the hack and call them if you can." That's the second line. You know, you should know there are so many incredibly talented artists who end up playing cover songs for a living and making a very fine living doing it. That line, "Throwing back and watch the hack," was supposed to be a self-deprecating line for me. Not only do I have a ton of respect for any artist that decides that is an artist, period. That sentence can just end there. Let alone any artist that is doing their best to make a living playing music, right? But I am not, and any of my band members or anyone that's played with me, or anyone that knows anything about music or guitar playing will know that while I do have I have my own style on this guitar, no one would accuse me of being a guitar master by any means. And man, there are so many incredible players out there, friends of mine, that play cover songs. So I don't know, mostly that line is, throw him back and wants to hack and call him if you can. It's supposed to be this guy that has chosen to go down this path to make a living as a cover man and doesn't feel great about it, is conflicted about it, and that's supposed to get across some of his conflict, how he feels about himself, right? But I would really hate for an artist who plays covers for a living to ever listen to this song and feel like I was calling them a hack. You know what I'm saying? So that would be such a gross misinterpretation, but an easy misinterpretation, because right, the line's right in the song. So I wonder if there's a smart way for me to figure out how to change that line. Anyway, it's just something I was thinking about while I was singing that song. Corina, I wish you were here with me to sing this next song. I really, really do. I really do. This really should be. It's not, but it should be. And Corina, we should probably talk to the team about this too. Right? If we had 15 contenders for this album. It's now bumped up to 17 contenders for the new album, with Devil's Kiss and Wasted Words. It might be cool to consider this as a re-record of this song, with Corina singing on it, if we're gonna be releasing a couple albums worth of music. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It really is fun to play these days. Have a good question from my friend Robin. I suppose it could have 17 tracks on it. Hell, we probably have an album out there that has 17 tracks. But in my opinion, the ear gets tired. And for me, an album should be a collection of songs that takes you on a journey. And yeah, that journey could be a 2-hour journey. I actually think CD lengths can't be longer than 72 minutes, but I'm not sure about that actually. I have to double check on that. There's some amount of time that a CD, otherwise you got to do another CD. But it is a weird time, right? Who uses? I know a lot of us have CD players still, but fast forward a couple years out, and really, and you can understand why a record would stick around, right? There are these big, awesome artwork squares, and there is a certain tactile experience to listening to an album and hearing that as the album's going, right? I don't think that's going to be the case with CDs, because you can just stream them, and it's the same exact quality, and it's the same exact sound. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I love a good album. But in my opinion, instead of having a 17-song album, we should, by the time we should release 2 albums. By the time we release album number 2, I'll have written 3 more songs, or there'll be 3 other songs that I've shared on gatherings that I've never shared anywhere else, that if we've been adopted by the band and we want to record. I mean, there are so many, right? I would rather keep an album to feeling like 10 songs, to bring people on a 10-song journey. You know, anyways, just my 2 cents. Sometimes I think the strongest people hurt the most. No matter what they do or dance or think or say. And there is California rising up from the cold in my dreams and in my head. It's alright to be other times. California's just another dream of mine. Oh, they come and they go so slow. That if I walk the straightest line that I can, I'll only think of how much straighter it should be. And there's the thought of California in my hand. I'll grip it tight and carry it close to me. It's alright to be other times. California's just another dream of mine. Oh, hey, they come and they go so slow. Sometimes I wish that I could think in words, except for all the times that I don't have to speak. And I see California laced in colored swirls, showing me the parts of me that will be weak. It's alright to be other times. California's just another dream of mine. Oh, they come and they go, yeah, so slow. Well, we got time for about 2 more songs. So we're going to take a break from the album project. Thank you for the claps. Despite missing Karina singing those choruses. It is Wednesday after all. I feel like we need a Wednesday song. I ate a lot of dinner before this gathering. Close to the end of my beer. Thank you, well told. Ice cream on the horizon. It's a pretty good night. We need a Wednesday song. Week's half done. Okay. And it's 3 days till we roll on the weekend. 3 days till it's on. It's 3 days till I coast like a just like a pinball, out of control. But I got dreams, simple schemes. I'm gonna run like a gambler, all on the road. It's 3 days till we roll on the weekend. Every clock is a counting line. All your might goes to holding the anvil up for your back. But ease your mind in 3 days' time. You're gonna fire like a piston all on the track. It's 3 days till we roll on the weekend. 3 days till I'm gone. It's 3 days lot of people ask me, all the time. They ask me, what are some of the ways that they can support what we're doing, and there are lots of ways you all as a community can support this series and support us without having to give money. You all, I know, just gave a whole lot of money to our veteran heroes, and man, we are all blown away and grateful for that. Here are some easy ways that you can support us just through this here interweb that we're all on. Obviously, you all watching the gatherings every night is amazing. That's the best support you could ever give. If you share these while you're watching, when a lot of people are sharing these gatherings, the number of people out there in the world that see it grows exponentially. I'm not sure if you realize how that works, but it really is like this exponential curve. Now, obviously, if you're watching every night, it may get weird, right? Someone goes to your Facebook page and all they see is a bunch of gatherings, right? I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I'll bet you that you could share a gathering, right? And then the next night, if you're watching with us again, you could share again and just delete the last gathering from your page. That way, maybe you don't have to worry about having a page filled with forwarded gatherings. But there are also other cool ways you can support us, like very similarly, just by like clicking some buttons, right? One is through Spotify. These days, the number of people that can find out about us grows incredibly based on the number of plays that we have on Spotify. Same thing with YouTube. The more people that are watching and playing and streaming us, the more we become visible on that platform. The more when somebody is listening to other artists with lots of plays, the Spotify algorithm will kick in and it'll play Adam Ezra Group automatically. That stuff is so cool, and it's beginning to happen to us more and more. You can also follow us. You're probably following us on Facebook right now, which is amazing. You can follow us on Instagram too. I keep saying this, and we have not gotten our acts together yet, but there will soon be a day when there is a bunch of content that we're sharing daily on Instagram stories. And there already is when Riley's out with us, especially, and Karina often is posting stories on Instagram that don't show up on Facebook. It would be awesome if we had a lot of our followers from Facebook also with us on Instagram as well. Those are some easy ways, and I like things that are easy. So I wanted to just take a second to say thank you for all of you asking so much about that. It means so much to all of us that there are so many of you out there that want to support us so much. And my gosh, thank you for those of you who have applied already, day one, to be hosts of live gatherings. We also appreciate that so much. The applications are coming in now, and it's so cool how many of you have taken the time to really dig into all of the stuff that you have to read and think about before applying. I think it's going to be an inspiring next couple months, and I feel grateful for y'all. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us more than we see. Here's to our hearts in the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we have. For these moments pass lightly and they won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the word when the working is through. Let us drink one of me. Let us drink one of you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and all that we see. Here's to our hearts in the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us do one down slow. Let us do one down fast. Let us do one as if this night is our. This happened to us twice in a row, didn't it? Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, yes, to the drink that we share. There we go. We needed to finish that, didn't we? Thank you all for rolling with the punches on these gatherings for almost 200 nights now. Amazing. Thanks for being with us, and being with me. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.